OJ.
Well, you've recently spoken about making a massive capital injection in dancehall.
Yeah.
So I just want you to, outline the blueprint of what this investment would look like.
Sure. Still being developed, but for me, what has happened is that we have lost the quality in the music, right? I was at a hotel the other day and I played a Bob Marley song, and I was thinking to myself, I said, how is it every single time I hear a Bob Marley song, it sounds just as good as the last time? There's never a time where you hear a Bob song and you're like, yo, tired fair, no woman no cry. It just, every time you hear it, you're like, yo.
And you start singing along.
Yeah.
Right? Why is that? Quality of the music, the production. It sound good on an iPhone or a Samsung, and it sound good on a big stinking dirty sound system with bass rumbling and thumping in your chest. Quality of production. Not as many dancehall songs today have that quality production. The writing has changed, right? When you go way back in the day, some of the first early dancehall artists, lyrically it was entertaining. You could follow along. There was a storyline. There was kind of like a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
You could. There was humor in it, or it was teaching you or motivating you with something.
Yeah.
We still have great dancehall songs today. I'm not knocking dancehall the genre. I'm a lover of dancehall. But when you look at the quality of some of the songs, they suck. They're not going anywhere. They're not being played on radio like, internationally. One or few might make it through, but it's not like one time where BET was calling Elephant Man to come and perform because he had just like this song that everybody wanted to hear about. That's not happening as much anymore. So for me, it goes back to the quality of production and writing. So in terms of the blueprint, that would be my starting position. Right? If I was to make it up now, I'd be like, all right, you know what? I'll just take some money, pull together a camp of who I think are the baddest producers, historically, most recently, and futuristically. Because you have some people that are doing their thing now that they have an ear and they'd have a certain sensibility about what the younger generation would like.
Yeah.
But they would need guidance in terms of how to create a song and how to structure a song. So I'd get the producers together and I'd be like, yo, we're just going to produce 500 songs and basically drown out the rubbish that is out there. Because right now, producers are having a hard time making any money. Because back in the days, you produce a song, you license it to VP or Greensleeves, you got a check for $50,000 and you're good for the year. So you kind of put out your one juggling a year.
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore because music is essentially free. There's really no sales of, there is no sales of records. I mean, they're streaming.
Yeah.
But right now, we come together now and we build up something on Fruity Loops on the computer, a new voice and stuff, and we push it out there. It's digital. Once it go on YouTube, a man have it, him can play. There's no sale of records.
Yeah.
So then it's a disincentive to the producers because that's how the producers used to make money. And then now what a lot of them used to do is produce the records and then manage the artists. When the artists go on tour, they make money off of the touring.
Yeah.
But then now half of them can't travel because nobody can get no visa. So how do you, as a producer, make money in the music business? That's a challenge.
Do you think that all of these things is a part of the reason why, in your opinion, that the sound and quality has diminished?
Definitely. And I mean, as I said, we my brother Jeremy really started the production to computer era. He was the first to do it and perhaps still the best to this day, right? But after that, everybody with a laptop was a producer. You no longer needed to know how to play drums or keyboard or get a man to come in and
everything is
play
online.
bass or whatever.
It's somewhat of it has become a blessing and a curse in a sense.
Blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
So you can produce much faster, right? And you can tune things to get a particular sound. But you tell me, you name the last baddest rhythm that you can think of in dancehall.
Something produced by Dynasty.
Yeah.
Them me produce the baddest rhythms right now. Shout out Dynasty Records.
Right. What's the name of the rhythm?
Yo, them rhythms, like rhythms in general, I'm not, and this is no disrespect because I know some of them rhythms, but like rhythms in general even has become, like the naming of them, it has become harder to remember.
Yeah.
That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really matter. Nobody's
My
saying
letter
like,
to you rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my letter to you rhythm.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Right. But gone are the days when you'd have like, okay, well, there's slang tang, there's punani, there's real rock, there's whatever, there's
You
fearless,
can
there's
read our
playground.
rhythms.
Right, because it was about the rhythm, right? So a producer produced a bad rhythm, and then people would line up outside to voice on that rhythm. Those days have changed. So everything evolves. We can't be doing the same thing, 30, 40 years later.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of songs that you can really point to say like, yo, that track is amazing. It's just more like, yo, the song kind of vibes and it have a little buzz still and the lyrics kind of catchy. But in terms of the actual song, it's not the same.
So what do you think is missing? Like, because you said that the quality is poor.
Yeah.
So is it that they're missing the storytelling element, or they're focusing on one thing too much?
All right. So it's everything combined, right? It's like if you're a tailor, right? And your thing is you're a designer and your thing is you make suits. It's not to say like, yo, well, the suit kind of bad still, but you don't know the pants like a little bit loose or that tie don't really go. It's just overall, if the package isn't right, you're going to look and say like, it's a poorly made suit. Right? So I can't like the specifics of it.
Right.
I can't really pinpoint a specific, but it's just how the song is composed. It's not just about going online. And first of all, let me not say half of. A lot of the producers nowadays, they aren't actually making the music themselves.
Yeah.
They buy a beat online, made by somebody somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then they go and find them bad artists and then voice on it.
Yeah, and put it under
it's
their
not-
production name or
Put it
label.
on their
and so
production
on.
name.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. Like we're not in the studio now collaborating and listening. And, yo, yeah, man, I like that phrase, but don't play it in 2/4, play it in 4/4. And,
Actually
you know what?
producing.
Adjusting the sound, the tonality of the sound, the frequency. When you say German studio, it's like mission control at NASA. The way his thing is set up. I mean, he's like looking at frequencies and adjusting frequencies because he knows how it's going to sound on a laptop as well as how it's going to sound in the
A
club.
lot of people don't know, but all of them little things that add up, in what makes a song a good song, and why people like a song. Like them little things there.
When you hear it, that's why I go back to Bob, and obviously there's a million examples. Those guys spent the time to tune the sound a particular way. So whether you hear in your Bob on your laptop or on a big sound system, it sound good. Some of the songs now, if you were to just play it on your phone, you're just like, okay, I don't get it. You have to go out to hear it to be like, oh, I hear the bass now. I couldn't really hear it when I was playing it on my phone.
That is true.
Right?
That is
Because
true.
it's not constructed and produced in a way where the frequencies can be spread across all different applications.
So it's not even just the artists alone, like the producers actually
exactly.
have a lot to do with it.
Right. And then now you get to the artists where some of them are just writing some fuckery. It's not, it's like, and I mean, there's a place for fuckery too, don't get me
There
wrong,
is.
right? You go back in time, there's only a dancehall that was just gimmicks and foolishness. But, it's fun and it's entertainment. But I'm still not finding sometimes the quality in the writing across the board. I mean, you have some bad artists. You have like Busy Signal, Idonia, obviously Still Sean up to this day, Bounty Killer for me, I mean Cartel, those people, their songs themselves are still like, as Cartel would say, they're man lyrically inclined.
Yeah.
Right? But you do have others that are coming up and you're listening to it and you're just like, I don't get it. Like, I don't even know what it's saying. I can't even hear what it's trying to say to me. There's no message.
There's like I ask you because me don't want you fall into a category of people that we'll have up here of old farts.
Yeah.
And people say you're just all I a bad mind. I just not like what you them I don't know. Is there any bright spark that you can point to and say, this is something of the newer generation that I do like and I could see doing something?
Sure.
out there?
I mean, Lyrically for me, Skilly Bang. Right?
Lyrically.
Vibes wise, intense, eye water. I mean, even the tune the other day, Josh and Bounty, I mean, I can hear the potential in there. So there's tons of youth, Yakster. I mean, there's tons of people that have, you know, they're good artists. They're lyrically gifted and they're singing good stuff. And there's a bunch of other people that are singing other stuff. And don't get me wrong, you know, it's not about knocking people, right? But it's about keeping it real.
Yeah.
If you're in football, you can't just be like, yo, every baller, you know, talented. It's like, no, these guys are talented. These guys know how to play as a team. These guys are not ready for Premier League. They can go play Corner League. No offense to them, but they just can't match up to the standard of somebody that's playing Premier League.
Different
They're not
levels.
Physically in the same category. They're not as strong. They're not as fast. They're not as agile. And it's just reality. It's not everybody that's going to be good at everything.
Not as disciplined. A whole
Not
heap
as
of
disciplined.
different
Whole heap of
factors
stuff.
and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, because even Ricky Chupa, I don't know if you saw the whole
Yeah, man.
banger and surrounding him, what they even have him on the show and interviewed him.
Yeah.
You know, him talk about how some of them young artists say them can't produce no dub for kill no sound.
Exactly. And they couldn't, he was saying if being about to go on stage now, these artists, they couldn't match them. Because they don't know how to, as you would say, perform. They can't perform.
Yeah.
Right? And Trooper to me, Trooper is a legend.
Yeah.
Right? I was listening to Ricky Trooper when I was 16 years old. Right? That is 30 years ago. And he was killing sound from then. Right? Man said been playing sound from him was 9 years old. That man is a legend. Like you can't even quantify what he has done for reggae music and for dancehall. And there's others like him as well, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think he's gotten the right recognition. And yes, he make 2 missteps and put it on YouTube and whatever and visa.
While sounding inebriated.
Right? But, you know, aside from that, I mean, when it comes to like understanding music and knowing music, when him start telling about scatterlights and heptones and playing,
Clear to see.
that's where I learned about dancehall. It's from listening to Ricky Trooper. It's from listening to Black Cat. Right? It's from listening to Bodyguard. It's from listening to 4x4 Exodus. It's from listening to Lee's sound. I didn't learn it listening to like Renaissance. I mean, obviously Renaissance, we are of the same generation.
Yeah.
I played for Syndicate. I learned from those sounds, from the troopers of this world.
You recently mentioned on an interview about, you know, creating a catalog, that artists out there need to create a catalog, and that the gun-touting lyrics and songs won't really get them anywhere. It's a thing that we've seen several people speak about, even politicians speak on. So can you just explain the importance of creating a catalog?
Sure. So first thing is there's a place for gun lyrics, right? What I mean by that is art is also a reflection of life.
Yeah.
So if you grow up in a garrison, people around you have guns, that's part of the lifestyle around you, and you want to sing about it, that's fine. There's no, I mean, you can choose, people can choose what they want to listen to or not listen to, right? So I'm never saying to somebody, you can't sing a gun song. That would be as dumb as me saying you can't make a movie with violence.
Yeah.
Am I going to blame car accidents on the road for Fast and Furious? I don't hear anybody saying ban Fast and Furious because, you know, people are driving on the road and overtaking each other. It's a nonsensical argument, right? So there is a place. People can express themselves. If they want to sing about God and whatever, that's fine. It's been in dancehall. It's been in reggae music from it started. That's not what I'm saying. Sing your gun songs, whatever. If people like it, they like it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. What I'm saying is, as an artist, if you want to have a career in the music business and you want to earn a living from singing music, you have to diversify. It's no different than me being an investor. I'm not just going to invest in Tastes Patties alone, because what happens if there's a ban on beef or chicken? You know, I might want to invest in a few other things. Like
diversify your portfolio.
Right. So if you're putting it in an analogy of like finance,
Yeah.
diversify your music portfolio. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know how much gun songs do you want to hear? You want to hear some broke out songs and some wind up songs and whatever. So if Nara doesn't have that in his catalog, you're not going to go to his show. Because then he doesn't have anything to offer you. Remember the same thing I talk about delivering a product or a service to an audience to get a particular buying or response. If you don't have that in your catalog to make her feel like she's going to whine and go down there or whatever, she's not coming to your show. So therefore you're losing potential revenue stream from that. Right? So I'm not saying be jack of all trades, right? And master of none. You might have to have a particular brand, and your brand might just be dancing songs. Right? Ding dong just forward and just like, yo, happiness and vibes. That's my thing. I just going to talk about girl and dancing and make up some dances. And it work. Right? So you can zero in on a particular era that matches your brand. Right? And all I'm saying is, I don't see a long-term future in a career for an artist that only wants to sing gunman songs.
So suppose the artist believes that the gun songs, those are the only popular songs, and say, yo, we'll try conscious music and girl tune, but people gravitate towards the gun songs.
Yeah, because we've spoken to several artists who say them thing. And say, oh, we'll do these type of songs, them not connect, but we'll do this type of song, yo, are this the people them want to hear from me?
That's fine. So I would say to them, great. How long is that going to last? Are you, and if you can still be around 10 years later singing gunman song, then great, then do it. That's fine. Who am I to say don't do that? Right? But I've seen many artists come, voice a wicked gunman tune, right? Shoot a music video with some man behind him with some tall up gun.
Yeah.
And then 2-3 years later, you're like, yo, what that artist's name again? They did have that song and vanished.
Sometimes for me, I find, at least in my mind, I think that, or at least I question their energies that they put into some of these songs that they say they don't that them do and don't work.
That's
like
the
how
point.
much energy actually
That
put,
is
how
the
much
point. If you're
work
really
you
an
actually put in
artist,
making these songs
exactly.
good.
You're a really artist. You're really truly a writer. You are a musician. You're delivering a message to people. You're creating craft that is going to move people, motivate, inspire, make them think, make them assess, make them analyze. You can't write a song about politics. You can't write a song about oppression. You know, you're supposed to be like, you know, some guy that girls have to be careful of the amount of Y's coming through my head. Right?
Yeah, we have the Y them ready. We have them ready. Don't worry.
So you're trying to position yourself now as a gallus, right? You're a gallus and you don't have any gal song. How that work? You're really legitimately a gallus and you only have gun song. And in your music video is just one bag of thugs behind you, and you're a gallus.
Who always talk?
I don't know.
I hate seeing the bag of man them behind. If me an artist, I would ban men from behind me in music videos. No man back on me. None. I'd ban it. Me hate see.
And you know, there's a place for everything, but it's like people are overdoing it, right? So the fact that we even have to be spending so much time talking about it now, it's not productive. We should be analyzing some new songs and be like, yo, you know, what about this and this song bad? And there was a time where music would shift the narrative culturally, and people would start to think differently and be like, yo, I never really thought about things that way. It was that song that inspired me. You know, it's when Bounty sang that song that really made me think about life in the ghetto and how hard it must be. And yes, obviously Bounty is, you know, like the poster boy for gunman songs himself and is my artist. But he has been able to show his diversification because he has a catalog. Right? He has songs as tributes to his mother, Miss Ivy. I don't hear no tribute song recently by none of the young artists to their mother. Why?
Shensia.
Oh, look at that. 10 tick. At least one of there. Yeah. With Tyrus Riley, shout out.
Yeah. Right. So, and some are doing it, right?
Yeah.
But the point is, you want to listen. let's not go around it, right? A lot of the people that say that they're in the music business are not in the music business. Right? A lot of the people that are being financed to put out a song and shoot a music video and perform and stuff, they're not being financed by their music. Right? That's just the reality. Now, again, it's not new. Back in the 70s or whatever, when man wasn't in the know where no royalties were coming from, it was a man in the community that used to sponsor them.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's anything new, but now we have to think through, okay, well, how far is that going to take you? And
We
yes,
have to start calling people a plants, you know. I think at them if we start call plants. And people are really in the music for the music. Yeah. Them just in it for just do a thing and just make some change.
yeah, and
then
listen,
vanish.
God bless them, right? If that's your thing and you can make a change and you can
This is true.
buy yourself a vehicle and you can uplift your community and you can help some youths around you and you can put some food on the table, I'm not going to knock it. I'm not who am I? I'm not no judge. Right? I'm not no moral authority on things, but I'm just trying to say, as a society and specifically as a musical society, Jamaica is powered by and lives on music. When you're saying Bolt run in the Olympics and mash up the stadium and come first, is that dance him doing?
Yeah.
Always.
Right? I don't see many countries doing that. I don't see the American guy doing like a windmill. Right?
Man says windmill.
Right? So we're powered by music. Right? So how is it that we can have a country that is so musically rich but economically poor? Doesn't make sense. You go to Trenchtown, there's like about 200 prominent people that have come out of Trenchtown, right? The list of musicians is long. Anybody can just Google it. Google artists from Trenchtown. And you see the list tall. You'll be like, no, this can't be like a list of people just from Trenchtown alone. This must be like all of Jamaican's musicians over the last 30 years. No, just from Trenchtown alone. But yet you go to Trenchtown now. There's no development. How does that make sense? How do we have an area that is like, 1 square mile big and we don't have a national music museum there for people all over the world to come and marvel and be like, wow, this is where the Heptones recorded. Oh, this is Studio One. This is amazing. Right? We're not paying enough homage to the music. We're not giving the music enough credit.
You're dropping gems here.
Right? When people when people are coming to Jamaica, okay, fine. Tourists, you're from wherever, Alabama, you want to get out of the cold, you want to fall to the Caribbean and, enjoy some nice beaches and some sunny weather and stuff. You could just go to Antigua. Why did I come here? Our beach is not any different
It's true.
than Antigua. There's virtually no crime in Antigua, so they don't have to contend with that. Them have nice, pretty hotels over there, same way.
Why them risk life and limb to fall here?
Why? That is the question. Why they risk life and limb to fall to Jamaica? And it is because of the energy.
Different.
It's because it's a different energy. It's because of the vibe. Jamaicans are just different. And we feel it and we see it in our music. It is expressed in our music. So they want to come to Jamaica because of Bob Marley. Right? That's where Sean Paul is from, and Shaggy and Shensia and whoever else.
Yeah, man.
Right? That is a part of it. They want to, it's a lot to do with literally like the vibration that they feel when they're in this country.
You hear people talk about that a lot. The vibration, the feel, energy from the people.
Absolutely.
Them intangibles that we can't necessarily see, but you feel.
You feel it, exactly. And that is the thing with music. Right? Famous artist once said, when music hit you, feel no pain. Because it gives you a different feeling. If you even were to take it to like let's take it to like a illogical, kind of a weird level. If you ever look at the practice of yoga, right? And they talk about in yoga the 7 chakras in the body, right? Which are these energy centers. And if you Google an image of it, you'll see a rainbow. Why for the rainbow? But set of colors.
What am I saying? When I need this no more, no?
Right, but you see a set of colors that represent the different energy centers, right? So first of all, and I know I'm going like a little bit intense with this, right?
Yeah, go.
How do we see color? The reason why you see red as a color is because the light is being reflected at a particular frequency. So it doesn't look red in the dark when there's no light. It just looks black. You can't see anything, right? So it's red because it has a particular frequency to it. Okay, so everything has frequency, right? So if you now look at the music is built on a range of frequencies. And that's why when you hear a certain reggae song, it moves you in a particular way. Because the frequency of the bass line combined with the frequency of the mid-range, combined with the frequency of the top end, it has a physiological impact on your body that makes you feel a particular way. That's what's missing in the production. Right? If we were to go back to producing music in a way that it made you have a physical response. You ever stand up in front of a like Stone Love sound and the bass line, it just make you feel a ways? I mean, you just feel like happy. The bass line just rumbling and you're just like, yo, I just feel happy in life. No matter what is going on.
Yeah, what them putting on that bass? Yeah?
Exactly. Right? It's like drugs because it makes you feel a particular way. That is what Jamaica has. That is the energy that we have. And that is what we need to be putting in the music.
Bag of feet, it's not my sick and false house sneeze. So new year, new gear, but Polo still a wear. New class get up here. Tell we so we not get nowhere. Mommy tell me from a look of youth, so I never to hear. No, I'm a one, so I can't compare.
Blue dream, I'm daydreaming about Celia. You can feel from a want to come here.